What's up, everybody? This is the highlights video from our Thursday games that we're holding at the Cavendish Bridge Club right here in New York City. And those games will be held on Thursday mornings at 9:45 a.m. and Thursday evenings at 6:30 p.m. Again, both at the Cavendish Bridge Club. I hope you'll join us for this and for these videos each week, which will show you the highlights of some of the more interesting hands that you have seen in the Thursday game. If you are not local to New York and you want to have these hands at your club, just have your club manager send me an email at the email address below, rob@learnbridge.nyc, and I can send them the hands and you can join in on the fun each week in the Thursday game. And these videos will be a little bit more useful to you because you'll have played the hands themselves. So let's jump into it. So let's start with board number 4. This was an excellent spot to practice your competitive bidding skills. It gives you a lot of action on this hand in both directions and opportunities to bid and preempt the auction. So we start with West passing with their very bad hand. North opens one club. East should always be overcalling one spade. And South would make the negative double here. Don't forget, guys, it may be tempting to bid 2 diamonds. It looks like you have a good hand, kind of a game-forcing hand, and you have a 5-card diamond suit, so you're rushing to bid 2 diamonds. Don't forget, we want to make this double here, the negative double, just showing our 4-card heart suit, because we might just be finding our best fit there, which is our number one priority, right? Find our major suit fits. So if you didn't double, you missed an opportunity to find that heart fit if you have one. And here's where West comes in. West has a terrific hand for a preemptive raise of partner's overcall. When East bids 1 spade, after North already has opened 1 club, West has a lot of different ways to raise the spade suit here. And this is the weakest way they can do that. They get to show 4 cards in support, and they get to preempt the auction pretty aggressively here. They're now forcing North to bid at 3 no trump or the 4 level. So they're kind of forcing North to make a tough choice if they have a marginal hand. And North, you should certainly always pass in this situation. You have an opening hand, you've already told your partner that, so you're just going to let it go. And now we get to the South hand. So now let's take a seat with the South player. Here's what we know, and don't forget to do this. The most common mistake I see at this level where we're starting to play a lot and we're seeing some competitive auctions is we kind of forget who opened the bidding in the shuffle, right? So sometimes we think we opened and we were the responder and vice versa. So here, make sure we recognize that partner opened the bidding and that it's our hand. So we certainly need to be taking a call here. This auction has gotten very high very quickly, and we have to credit the opponents for making good bids at this point in the auction. So we need to make a bid of our own, and the bid that should jump out at you as making the most sense is just another double. And I don't want you to think this is a penalty double. This is still a normal takeout double. It says I have a few places to play, and one important thing that it does is it keeps 3 no trump open as an option. Right, so by doubling, I kind of give my partner every single chance to bid what they want to. So if they have good spade stoppers, seems unlikely based on the auction, but who knows? They can bid 3 no trump, they can bid any minor at the 4 level, and of course if they have 4 hearts, they can bid 4 hearts. So this double just gives us the best chance to play the hand in the correct spot. And as it turns out, North is probably just going to be bidding 4 clubs, and the hand will just be passed out and we'll play it there. So as it turns out, we can make 5 clubs, but it's a tough sell for both sides, and really the opponents did such a good job of preempting the auction that it makes it tough to make these high level decisions. It would be a very tough ask for either North, especially North, or South to carry on to the 5 level looking at what they're looking at, and with the limited information based on how West did a very good job of preempting the auction. So if you did this at the table, you bid this hand perfectly, especially the West player. Sometimes when you pick up a hand, and I know you've heard me say this before, but it's worth repeating. When you pick up a hand that's bad, it doesn't mean you're out of the auction. So stick with all your hands, right? Don't check out of the auction just because you have to pass first. Maybe partner makes a bid, especially on this hand. Either spades or hearts would get you to make a call for sure. Both of them would be preemptive. So stay with the hand. Make sure you don't miss these opportunities to really make your opponent's lives difficult. because that is good competitive bidding, right? You don't want to just sit there and let them have a nice, comfortable auction and figure out that, it might be right to play game. Make it tough for them. Have these decisions at a very high level. So, hand number 6, you're looking at what is the most likely auction, or at least the one I saw the most at the tables in the game here locally. East opened to no trump and it went pass, pass, pass. There could be some differences. South could make a very aggressive preempt. They are white red, but that would be a tough sell there. West could transfer to clubs. I kind of like the idea of maybe rolling the dice a little bit with hands like this because, if we hit partner in clubs, it's great for a good score and match points for sure. And also we have an entry over here, right? Or at least, a likely entry. So, it might be right in hindsight to transfer to clubs, but this could certainly be an excellent no trump hand, and it almost was. Because if it went a no trump, all pass, and if North decided not to take a call, which is interesting here, I would probably want to defend with this hand, considering that East West is vulnerable and we are not. Maybe, we're beating this, right? So why bid 2 diamonds and risk, missing out on our best plus score, which could be defending? So the opening lead was the 7 of hearts, and we get to use the rule of 11 if we're sitting in the north or the east chairs. And let's just refresh everybody's memory here. When we lead, 4th best, and in no trump, this is usually the time we're going to see this the most often. We can take the number of the card led, which is 7, and we can figure out the cards that are higher than that card and the rest of the hands, meaning the South player led the 7, so North can say, out of the West, which I can see, the dummy, and my hand, and Declare's hand, there are 4 cards higher than the 7. And North can also see that they have 3 of those cards. So we know that East has 1 card higher than the 7. We don't know what it is, but we also know that partner led this suit, and we want to make sure we allow them to take the tricks they're supposed to take. So the right way to play this hand is to win the ace of hearts and then return the jack. And we're doing this just to maybe pin the honor that's here, and in this case the queen, between our hand and partners. And it also serves to unblock this suit. So when it goes jack, queen, king, now our partner can take the rest of their heart tricks right now. If we go back and do this the wrong way and we play 9, queen, king, now take a look. All these good hearts are over here, but I have to lead a heart and my partner gets to take it with the jack. And now we have to find a way back to this hand before Declare can take all those nice club tricks. Not the best spot. But when we do it the right way, we get to take a whole bunch of hearts. And let me fast forward just a couple of seconds here because I want to get to our first discard as North, and I want to make sure we get this right. We're going to always discard something that tells our partner what to lead after they're done. Now, we could play the 8 of diamonds. That's not a bad card. That would certainly say you like the suit. But let's make it clear for partner, right? This is the clearest signal you can make. Hey, I like this suit so much that I'm willing to throw away an honor. So please lead this suit. And when partner gets done running their hearts, they can lead a diamond to the ace, and we will have taken the first 7 tricks in this hand. So if you defended one no trump down 1, you did a great job. You defended it perfectly. So let's jump to hand 12 and show you an interesting takeout double. This is one of the few times you're going to make a double with a 5-card suit. You're rarely going to do it with a 5-card major, but sometimes when you have a 5-card minor and the right shape, especially with these cards in the majors, it's right to double for sure. So here, the north hand should definitely double. The shape is really great for it, and you're certainly not going to want to overcall 1 diamond with this hand. right? You have a 5 card diamond suit to the 9. You don't want to get partner off to that lead when there are two really good leads partner could get off to with a hand like yours. So doubling just brings every suit into play, and we're going to be able to find our fit if we have one. And East will bid 1 spade for sure. And now South can decide how aggressive it wants to be. The vulnerability is not favorable for North South. They're vulnerable. East West is not. But if South wanted to bid 2 hearts, I wouldn't blame them. They have a reasonable hand in good shape. But if we pass, West will now bid 1 no trump, and that's where this contract will be played. If South bids 2 hearts, they'll play a tough 2 heart contract. And as it turns out on this hand, 1 no trump probably makes around 1 most likely each time, and 2 hearts would go down 1 for minus 100. So the score actually is a big difference because the 1 no trump making 1 is only 90, whereas the 2 hearts down 1 is minus 100. And that shows you the vulnerability difference on a lot of these hands. Not vulnerable, vulnerable, it's a good trade. Vulnerable, not vulnerable, it's a little rougher. Board 13 is a spot where we could have used a cool little gadget. And it's a gadget I don't think a lot of you are playing, but you'll see the robots use this, and you can also use it yourself when you play in the tournaments on Bridge Base. It's called the support double. And it happens in auctions just like the one we're seeing here, and the one we likely saw at your table on this hand. North opened 1 club, East passed, and South responded 1 spade. West is very likely just going to overcall 2 hearts. And here's where this convention comes in. And it goes exactly like this. We've opened a suit. Our partner has responded in a major suit. And our right hand opponent has either taken a call at the 2 level or doubled. If they take a call at the 2 level, a double by us will say, hey, I have 3 card support for the major you just showed. So North, if they play this convention, and I'm not saying you guys should all run out and play support doubles, but especially if you're going to play in the robot tournaments and you're playing on Bridge Base at all, you can see this, right? And you can also mouse over it, and it'll always be alerted just like this. When the robot doubles or does anything really in any sort of non-standard way, it'll always look yellow and have a red little box around it. So here, you can just click here and it just say, hey, that's a support double. I have 3 spades. And it's so helpful because we certainly don't know partner has 5 spades when we make this bid, right? We have no idea. We know they showed 4. They could have more, and that's what we're catering to. We're catering to those times where partner has a 5 card spade suit or longer, and we get to establish a fit right here. Because remember, when we get into these competitive auctions, what if the next bid is 4 hearts? Right? We don't know what's coming next. So the sooner we get that information to our partner in the form of this support double, the better it's going to be for our side. Now, East is very unlikely to take a call. If they made a 3 heart bid, they have such a balanced hand, it's a huge risk, especially with the vulnerability here. So we probably didn't bid with the East hand, but look at how much easier this bid has made South's decision, right? Now they know they can just jump to 4 spades. And that's where this hand should really be played. It should be played in 4 spades. Board 17 saw a couple of interesting hands in the East-West chairs. The auction started with East opening 1 no trump. They have a very balanced 17, and West transfers to spades. East has what's called a super accept for that transfer. And the way this works is whenever we are at a maximum, meaning 17, and we have 4 card support for the major partners transferring into, we do what's called super accept. So we jump and we bid that major. And that's all that's showing. It's showing a maximum and 4 card support. Now, West could very well just bid 4 spades and be happy almost always, but this is a very distributional hand. And if partner has some of the right cards for us, we might be able to make a slam. So if we were interested, and I've bid this out for us here, if we were interested in going further, we would bid 4 diamonds. And 4 diamonds does not say I have diamonds. It says I have control in diamonds. Right, so I have the first round control of the diamond suit, and it also says, hey, I'm interested in slam. If I just bid four spades, I have no interest whatsoever. And, this hand doesn't look like much. It's an 8 count. But knowing we have a 9 card spade fit and this hand, it might be worth taking the push. And here we won't get too high, though. Partner would likely just bid 4 no trump, which is key card. And it's key card for the spade suit, which means we're asking about how many key cards our partner has. And 5 clubs says I have 1 or 4. And we do. We have 1 ace over here, so that's all we can bid. And now East is asking for the queen of trump. And West would now bid 5 spades, saying, nope, I don't have the queen of trump. And we would end in 5 spades. And really, all we're going to lose on this hand is a heart and a club. Right, we may have gotten ourselves a little too high because if spades don't break evenly, we are probably going to go down. If we're going to lose the queen of spades, we're not going to make this hand. So while 4 spades is by far the most normal bid with this hand, I wouldn't blame anyone for wanting to explore just a little bit further with the West cards. This is a very nice shapely hand opposite a hand that's super accepted your transfer. So the last hand we're going to look at is board 19, and I'm going to look at this 2 different ways. The first way is when South opens the bidding 1 spade. I will usually open hands that are a good 11 and a 5 card major. I'll usually open, right? Especially when it's spades. Right? When it's spades, it's preemptive in nature anyway. It's the highest suit. So now I'm forcing them to bid those lower ranking suits at the 2 level anyway. So it's, in my opinion, it's just a win-win, especially when I get to open a spade. So that's what you would have seen me do on this hand, and we would have had a good Jacoby 2 no trump auction because North will definitely bid Jacoby 2 no trump, showing 13 plus points and 4 or more spades. And East is likely to pass with this hand, especially after North South have shown 2 opening hands and they're vulnerable. So East is unlikely to take a call. And now South gets to bid 4 spades. And 4 spades just says, hey, I have a bare minimum opening. And that's exactly what we're looking at here. And partner now knows, hey, I'm not going to go any further. Not that they were going to go any further anyway. They themselves only have 13 points. But at least with those marginal hands, like those 16s or 17s, they know, hey, my partner has a bad opening hand, right? They have a minimum hand, so I'm not going to bid anymore. And that's where this auction would end. It would end pretty much the same way if we pass the South hand. So now North opens 1 club. East overcalls 1 heart, and here South gets to show a 5 card spade suit. Partner opened a club, East overcalled 1 heart. So we have 2 ways to show spades. We can double to show exactly 4, and the bid of 1 spade here shows 5 or more spades. And now partner will raise us the 2 spades, and we will just jump to 4 spades. And that's how we'll get there when we don't open the bidding. And 4 spades should go down on this board, and it's because we should lead our partner's suit. On this auction, it's much easier. And this is another win for the 1 spade opening bid. On this auction, East gets to bid hearts, right? So West makes the normal heart lead of the 6, and bingo, we automatically get 2 heart tricks here. And we don't have to worry about East maybe making a mistake later on in the hand, and that mistake would be ever leading hearts from the East hand. We want to avoid that at all costs when we're sitting behind the king. However, with the 1 spade opening by South, and North bidding 2 no trump and East never bidding hearts, it's probably still okay to lead a heart. It's probably a normal lead for a lot of people here, but it's not as likely. Right? Maybe they decide to lead their top of touching honors. Maybe they lead a 4th best diamond. Who knows? But when we have this auction where we pass with the South hand and it goes a club of heart, now they get to get that bid in there and they've dialed in that perfect lead that makes sure that we're never going to have a chance to make this hand. Thanks for watching, everybody. And if you want to see these hands live, just join us at the Cavendish on Thursday mornings or evenings for these 0 to 750 games. And then check out the highlights in these videos afterwards. So I'll see you at the tables, everybody. Take care.